Hi, are you looking for ideas to create that one special wall in your room? Well, today's video is about this, about creating your very own highlight or accent wall. It's also about avoiding the common mistakes that you can make, so keep watching. I'm going to start with my favorite wall, like this exposed brick wall behind me. By the way, I'm architect Monica Khosla Bhargav, founder and principal architect of Khum Consultants, an architecture and interior design studio. And this is a Khum Consultant signature. So the exposed brick wall is a timeless classic, and it's also very inexpensive as it just requires you to finish the wall without plaster. You can leave it in its natural red brick color with the joints in the plaster showing, but if you feel that the joints are not well finished or that you find the surface a bit rough, then you can paint it like what I've done. Paint adds a protective layer to the wall, and if you choose a neutral white tone, it becomes a little more subtle in terms of color. I'm going to add some of the colors I like using for the brick wall in the description, so you can check them out there if you're planning to go ahead with this idea. Now the thing to avoid is using a wallpaper with a white brick or red brick pattern. It works out costlier than the exposed brick but looks cheap. Another thing to avoid using is the textured paint application to create the brick pattern. There's no harm in using textured paint. I just love those. Just don't use it in the pattern of the brick wall. Any other pattern or grid formation looks really good. Another way of creating a feature wall is by using marble cladding. Marble is a natural material with its characteristic veins and formations. Some of these patterns can look dominating if used on a floor, but they can be perceived as abstract art if it's put up on a wall. Still, I would suggest that you stay away from the patterns which are too dominant and distract attention from everything else in the decor. Also, marble when used on the wall should be in the textured or leathered finish to add warmth and depth, and definitely not the gloss or mirror finish which you use on the floor. Don't make the mistake of using a polished marble on the wall. It will just ruin the look, reflect the lights, and defeat the whole purpose of using marble, as you won't be able to appreciate its natural character. Now your feature wall can become a singular point of focus if you're using a wall mural. I use a lot of terracotta or concrete murals in my projects. I work with master sculptor Ramkumar Manna, and the artistic level of his work is so compelling that it immediately becomes the talking point of the room. One thing I'd like to warn you against is the use of the small, those 6" by 6" or 4" by 4" terracotta tiles and placing them together. They don't look good, and in some places I've even seen them varnished, and that look is just obsolete. One look that refuses to go out of style is concrete. A variety of concrete panels, the planes or those with bolt holes, sculpted, adapted to include light fixtures, they are currently trending in the market. But yes, concrete carries that minimal modern look and may seem a bit dark and cold, so be sure to balance it with some wood or warm tones in the room. Of course, the market is flooded with concrete look-alike textures will look just as good, and you could be using those as well. Besides murals and concrete, you can also use wall art to highlight a wall. By the way, are you enjoying these ideas? Well, if you are, then press the like button and subscribe to my channel if you're not a subscriber already. Back to the point of wall art. This can really add a lot of depth and interest if it's done well, but it can also totally ruin a place if the artist cannot adjust to the scale of painting on a large surface like a wall. If you're a nature lover and love plants and can maintain them, you can also create a feature wall with a live green wall. Remember to use only natural plants and no plastic. And I've already done a video on how to create your own green wall art, so you can refer to it if that's your vibe. Now, the most common way of creating an accent wall is by plastering it with a wallpaper, and that's also a place where people can go terribly wrong. The wallpaper can simulate all of the above effects, from brick to concrete to marble, art, even plants. And you should definitely not be going in for that kind of a wallpaper. What I seek from wallpapers are the dual tones, the textile or the print effects which are not available in any of the above materials. So you have brick, marble, murals, concrete, wall art, green walls, wallpapers. Am I missing one out? The most obvious, painting your accent wall. This is the most budget-friendly and hassle-free way of creating your highlight wall. Paint it in a strong color like a deep blue or a deep terracotta, even a teal, and allow it to contrast with your decor. Let me know in the comments which of these 8 wall types is your vibe, and see you next Saturday.